This is Dirnish. He's 23 years old, based in Auckland, and makes over $300,000 a year, all from his bedroom.
So far, we've done around 100K this year.
What, in the first 6 months of this year?
Yep, first 6 months of the year.
After high school, he started studying sports science, but quickly realized it wasn't for him.
It was only about halfway through uni that the boot perspective started to take off a little bit, and I knew I wanted to do business full time.
He's always been into football and business, so he combined his love of the two, initially selling football boots online using social media, and things just took off.
That, I think, was part of the reason why the sales spiked and I hit more than 100K revenue in 6 months.
Now he sells all kinds of football gear, runs social media agency, and recently even started his own football league. In this video, he shares how he built everything, what it really takes, and how developing a health issue from overworking changed the way he views life and success.
Dirnish, how are you, bro?
Are you good?
G'day, buddy. How you doing?
Can you tell us who you are, what you do?
Yep, so my name's Dirnish. I own a few businesses. So one of them is the Boot Perspective. Obviously, you can see all the boots here. The other one is the Visual Perspective, which is a marketing agency. And then the third one, which is quite new, and I'm a co-founder of, is First Division, which is a new football league.
Awesome, man. And so how long have you been in business for?
For about 4.5 years now.
And how old are you now?
23.
That's incredible. And so how much revenue are those three businesses bringing in?
So Boot Perspective, so far we've done around 100K this year.
What, in the first 6 months of this year?
Yep, first 6 months of the year.
Far out.
And the Visual Perspective, the forecast for this year will be around 50K revenue. And First Division, we're not making any profit. It just started a couple of months ago.
Right, and so the football boots, that's where you're making a majority of your money at the moment?
Yep, I'd say so at the moment, yeah.
That's awesome, man. And so this is what you've got behind you here. Just walk us through, man. What's the setup here?
Yeah, we've got all the different boots, different sizes.
Cool. Can we take a look inside?
Yeah, which one?
of
Just
these?
pick a box.
Let's go with this one here.
This one.
What's on this one?
So this one, you can see, is a US 8. It's
Yep.
the Mercurial Vapors. These are probably the ones I've sold the most this year.
That's incredible. And how much are you selling that for?
So these ones are 370.
You're also selling accessories as well?
Yes, correct. So I sell grip socks, for example, which are these ones here. So I've partnered with an Australian brand called Steps.
Okay, and how much are you selling that for?
So these are 35 for one pair. And then I've got a couple of bundle deals where, for example, if you buy two, you get it for $60. Or if you buy boots, then you can get two for $45. Like if you go on my website, if you add a pair of boots to the cart, it'll automatically pop up with add 2 pairs of grip socks for $45. I get a lot of sales through that. It's a psychology as well. It's once you're in the buying mood, you're more likely to buy more.
Let's say today, for example, how many orders for, say, boots or other accessories did you get?
It always varies. Some days there won't be any orders, and some day I'll get 5. So on the weekend, I had about 6 orders come through.
Right.
And so today I've got 2 or 3. That really varies. And also, you've got peak season, for example, which is, for me, it's usually January to about March or April.
Yeah.
That's when pre-season starts and everyone's wanting boots.
Take us through it, bro. So how would you go about, let's say, from getting the order to actually packaging it up? What's the process?
So I've set up my website on Shopify, and so an order will come through. I can see it on my phone. But I also have options on my website for pre-order, where it's people place the order and then I'll order the boots in from overseas. So I don't actually hold the physical stock. And the reason for that is mainly for the newer releases or the limited edition ones that I don't always get. I'm still a small business, and all the stock is I'm investing my capital, my money into it. So by opening those pre-orders, it means I don't have to invest capital into the stock. And so it allows me to make a bit more money without having to hold the inventory.
So with a pre-order, you already know how much those boots are going to be when you go to buy them?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
And then you put your own little bit of markup on it.
Yep.
And sell it.
Yeah. So basically my supplier's given me the price, and the only reason I haven't brought them in is because it would need me to invest capital into it. And so that's where my restriction is. So I thought instead of not making any money at all, this is an alternative where I can offer pre-order, and it'll take about 1 to 2 weeks to arrive. And customers are happy with that. So they'll place the pre-order, then I'll order it from my supplier.
So walk us through the process. So you've just got your order there.
Yep.
Where to from here?
Yeah, so if an order comes through, I see it on my phone. First thing I'll do is print the shipping label. So I go on NZ Post, print the shipping label, find the boots or the accessories that the people have ordered. So for example, one of the orders today, I can look at it and I'll go and find the boots. So they are after US 11.5.
So in terms of a ratio, like how many customers actually physically come here and try them on compared to just buying online?
70% buy online, 30% come and try it on.
Okay.
And that actually made a huge difference for the business. That I think was part of the reason why the sales spiked and hit like nearly more than 100K revenue in 6 months. So once I pick the boots out, I usually bring it to the table here, and like if someone tries on boots, the lace might be undone.
Right.
So what I do is retie it and make it look a bit nicer. And then I've got to check the sizing as well. And so that's correct. The left boot goes in that way, right boot goes in this way, and they sit like that. So then from there, I go back here and I grab one of my cards. So I've got these cards here, which has got my logo on one side and then a little note on the other side. Just put this on top here, and then I grab a courier bag from down here. So we use one of these courier bags, and then I'll put that in here, just like that. And then from there, it's stick the label on. I'll go drop it off at the post office.
What's the profit margin like on boots? Or really everything, the boots and all the other accessories that come with it.
So with the boots, it tends to vary. Like I get all my boots at different prices. So sometimes it's based on where I get the boots or even the different type of boots. So it can range from $50 to $100, sometimes even $150. And then obviously you've got things like your GST and the website fees and afterpay fees and all that. The accessories, I don't make a lot of profit from the accessories, but it's one of those where it accumulates. And so like I said earlier, like if people buy boots, I've got the accessories there as like an add-on. That's where you make a lot of money, is at like the group bundles.
So how do you decide on what boots to buy? Like what's the thought process behind it?
I don't sell every single type of boot. So for me, it's been a mix of research, but also I know a lot about boots just being in the market for over 4.5 years now. And I'm passionate about boots as well. So it's like I sort of go off that. And so you can see like a lot of them are Nike boxes, and I've got some Adidas, some Skechers in there.
Yeah.
Nike sells the most, without a doubt. Majority of them I try and bring in the ones that sell well.
Yeah.
But I also like to have a range of them. So for example, these ones here, the Nike Tiempos, they don't sell as quickly as those pink ones that I showed you.
Right.
But there are people out there that wear these. And my thought process is like, if someone out there wants these, if I don't have them, I've just missed out on money. Again, it comes down to also having enough capital to invest in the business. So
cool, man. And so what's the most expensive pair of boots?
probably my holy grails that are up there. They weren't that expensive to get, but the value of them now are ridiculous. So like this pair would probably go for around 600, maybe a bit more. This one,
$600.
yeah.
For
this
boots?
one, yeah. This one's gone up to about 800 to 1K at the moment. This one sold out everywhere around the world within like 5 minutes. And it's because it's a remake from a pair of boots back in 2013. So
Yeah, let's take a look.
Yeah, it's a Nike Hypervenoms.
Hypervenoms.
So these were released in 2013.
Yeah.
And everyone absolutely loved them. Like just the boot, the feel of it, everything. And this was probably one of the best Nike boots ever released. And so once
light, eh?
Yeah,
Far out.
really light. So.
Hey bro, what are you up to right now?
I'm just editing some videos for my clients. So I'll do the videos, the captions, and then send it off to approval to the clients.
Right, so this is your social media agency.
Yes.
So just give us a quick breakdown. What's that all about?
I call it a marketing agency. The main thing being social media management. So basically, I handle the social media of other businesses. So like one of our clients is Sleepyhead. And so I'm creating videos for them. So like what I'll do is I'll create the content for them. So I'll do the strategy, the ideas. I'll go and film the content for them, edit it, send it for approval. Then I'll post it on their social media as well.
Right, and where did you come up with the idea to start a social media agency?
I wanted to invest more in boots. I wanted to bring more stock in.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I need more money. How do I make more money? And then I went like, okay, I've grown my boot company through social media.
Yeah.
What if I started doing that, for other clients? And I'd seen it online before, like it's called SMMA, Social Media Marketing Agency.
Yeah.
So I've seen it online before. And so I thought, why not try it? And so I started working with my chiropractor. That was my first ever client. And I remember pitching it to him while I was face down on the chiropractic bed. Because we had been talking before about like him expanding his business and hiring a receptionist and that sort of thing. And so we got into that conversation again. I just sort of went, just dropped the seed in there, like, you could hire me to do your social media. And it turns out he was like, yeah, I was actually considering it. And so he was my first ever client. And then things just started to grow from there. And it actually became a proper business and not just a way to make money for my boots.
That's insane. Like, where do you find the confidence to just be like, yeah, I'm going to start this business?
All the business I've done, like the boots and even the social media, has just been from trial and error. Like, the first ever time I explored with social media was when I was a football coach, and I worked for a company called Total Football Technique.
Yeah.
And I took over their social media for free just out of the passion and wanting to grow the business. And so I learned it from there. And then obviously with Boot Perspective, I started doing my own thing and grew the social media there. And if I have a feeling that I want to do a business and I think I can do it, I'll just start it. But in terms of the confidence, is just, I guess, not being afraid to fail is the biggest one. Like, I'm sort of comfortable with, let's say tomorrow I started a clothing brand and then 2 months later I'm like, hey, this is not for me, or it's flopped. I'm sort of comfortable with that and like, it's fine, you know? But I think most people don't want to start because they're scared of that.
Cool. What are you packing for right now, bro?
Yeah, so for the third business, which I said I'm a co-founder of, First Division, we are announcing the teams in that league. So we've got 6 teams. And so today we're filming for one of those teams, like the announcement videos and a bit of content. Oh boy.
Where we're heading to right now?
So right now we're heading to Mount Eden. So yeah, we're just filming one clip there. And then we're filming a clip at one of the football fields nearby to make the video for the team announcement for First Division.
Just very briefly, like, what is First Division?
It's basically a football league. It's 7-a-side. And the difference to your usual sort of 7-a-side tournaments that you have or leagues is that, one, this one is competitive and not social. And 2, like, usually you would enter with your mates, enter as a team, whereas this is, you enter individually as a player. Out of everyone that registers as a player, we handpick those players to go into a player draft. And then the coaches of the 6 teams in the league get to choose their players for their team. And then everything we're doing is very heavy on the content side. So all the games are filmed. You know, there'll be players that are mic'd up and, you know, posting it on Instagram and everything.
You've got 3 businesses. How do you deal with them all? Like, how do you stay motivated and how do you stay on top of it and manage your time?
Like, in terms of staying motivated, I think one is like, well, I enjoy making money. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
But also I enjoy the 3 different things that I do. Like, obviously 2 being football related, like live, breathe, eat football basically. And the other thing being the marketing agency. I enjoy social media.
Yeah.
And in terms of managing it, is just, you just got to get stuff done if you want to be successful.
But surely that must come with a little bit of stress at times.
Definitely
How do you go about that?
And I mean, I've learned the hard way with that as well. It's around this time last year, I actually got diagnosed with an autoimmune condition called ulcerative colitis. They say that it's like stress is one of the big factors, and so is your food and all that. And at the time, I was definitely working a lot. Like, I would start, you know, at 7 a.m. and just go all the way to like 12 a.m. at night. It's just like constant work. And it was great, you know, but out of nowhere, I'll just go to the toilet to take a shit and I see blood in my stool. And instantly I was like, okay, that's probably not a good sign. Yeah, and so then eventually things got worse and like started to lose weight, loss of appetite, like couldn't eat and all that. And eventually found out that it was this autoimmune condition. And coming back in terms of the stress, I make sure to manage it. You know, you got to work hard, but you do have to manage your health. If you're not healthy, you can't work at all. That's the way I see it now.
So let's rewind the clock a bit.
Yep.
Go back to your early days. So born in Malaysia.
Yep.
When did you come to New Zealand?
In 2011, so I was 10 years old.
Right. And so you came here, went to school, did all that. What happened after high school? Where did you go from there?
Yes, after high school, I went to uni. And so like my business side of things, like my business side actually, when I think back, it actually started when I was really young. So I used to sell paper wallets. I'd make wallets out of like colored paper and I'll sell it to like my neighbors or like my mom's friends.
Yeah.
So I always had that sort of like entrepreneurial thing in there.
So it was always like something you were interested in, but you were still going down the traditional route of going to high school and university.
But it was like, it wasn't that like at that young age when I was selling paper wallets that I knew I wanted to do business. It was just like a subconscious thing, I guess. And then in my final year of high school is when I started like dabbling a little bit into the business side again. So I actually started drop shipping. I was selling yoga stuff. So like yoga pants, bracelets.
You were selling yoga pants?
Yeah. But I managed to get one sale. I think it's from like Sweden. Didn't go anywhere with that. Then I started reselling stuff, which is sort of how like the boot perspective eventually came about.
Yeah.
But obviously at that stage when I finished high school, it wasn't anything significant for me to not go to uni. And also my mum would have killed me if I didn't go to uni. Indian parents are, even though I'm not Indian, but that culture, you know.
Okay.
It was only about halfway through uni that the boot perspective started to like take off a little bit, and I knew I wanted to do business full time. And at that point, it's like there's no point in dropping out of uni because I'm already done half of it. Finished uni, but yeah, I don't do anything with my degree. I think it's chucked somewhere in my room. So I always say it's a 15 grand paper that I've got in my room.
Where have we pulled up to, bro?
We've just pulled up to Mount Eden, so the mountain that we're filming at. Yo.
It was towards the end, wasn't it? Like it was one of your.
There's the progress, bro.
It's cold.
It's freezing up here.
This clip was only meant to be 5 minutes, but
Yeah,
it's
how long have we been here now?
like 20, 30 minutes now, so.
So, end of the first shoot. Where
Yeah.
to from here?
We're heading to St. Peter's Turf. It's a football field.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much you filmed of that, but basically the guy pretended to kick the ball off the hill.
Yep.
Well, he actually did, but it's going to link all the way to the coach of the team controlling the ball, and he should be in a suit and everything. You know, like having one of their shirts and our shirts on his shoulder.
That's super creative, man.
Yeah.
You mentioned First Division.
Yep.
It's 4 of you, including yourself. Someone must be steering the ship. Is that you?
No, I'd say like we evenly like spread what we're doing, but the one guy who started it, was sort of his idea. I'd say he's probably like the leader of it. Other than that, like, I think we're all doing our own thing. There's 4 of us and each of us have our own skill set. One of us is good with like finances, for example. Then like I'm good with the filming and social media.
And if you have a preference between working with your friends and working independently, which one would you pick?
I'd say probably still individually.
Yeah?
Like even in First Division, there's still a lot of like back and forth of like kit designs or this and that. I'd say like if I was to start a business and like what I would prefer is definitely like doing it on my own and then having staff. That way like I'm still in control. Eden United.
What do I need to edit first? The teaser or?
So we just wrapped up the shoot. How did they go?
Yeah, it actually went pretty well, apart from that first Mount Eden clip with the wind.
Yeah.
Second part went really well. And like, I think the lighting was really nice as well on the camera with the colors and everything.
That's awesome. And so from here on, well, it's just starting to get dark, but you're heading home. And what's your plan for once you get home?
Once I get home, got to take my dog for a walk.
Yep.
And then I've got to post a couple of videos for my clients. Then finish off my agency work, so like editing the videos and stuff. And then we've got a meeting with the First Division boys because we're finalizing the kit designs for the teams. Yeah, probably just go to bed after that.
All right, bro. So for those out there that are working a 9 to 5 and want to get into business,
Yeah.
what would be the initial steps they should take?
I think one is sort of understanding that there's going to be a sacrifice involved. Because obviously if you're working a 9 to 5, that means you're going to have to work on your business either before or after that.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's like when people say like, oh, can anyone do well in business? Or can anyone do it? I think anyone can, but not everyone can. Anyone can do it, but not everyone's willing to put in that hard work and the sacrifice.
And if there was, say, one mindset that you think is the most important to entrepreneurship or owning a business, what would that mindset be?
Oof. I think being relentless. That's probably what I'd say.
Relentless. I like
Relentless. Like there's going to be rejection involved. And it's like you just cannot let that stop you. You just have to be like relentless and just keep going and going and going.
that. Do you find then that you can't relax anymore? It's always sitting in the back of your mind now?
Yeah, it definitely is there. But at the same time, like, because I enjoy what I do, I sort of like that part of it as well. But yeah, sometimes, yeah, it is hard to relax because you're just like, my mind's constantly going like, okay, what's next? Or always something to do. And I guess at my age as well, I don't have a girlfriend, I don't have kids. I'm able to be go 24/7. Like if you've got a family, you got kids, then you might have to sort of like put your phone away at certain times and that sort of thing.
You can afford to be a bit more selfish at the moment.
Yeah. And that's why like at my age, I have to go hard at it, like before I, have other commitments. So.
A lot of startups fail within the first 3 years. Why do you think that is?
I generally think people just give up too quickly. A lot of people don't see it through all the way. From the outset, it looks like business is just like start the business, you make money straight away.
Yeah.
But it's really not about that. Like if you look at all the people that are like really successful, they'll tell you they've been doing it for like 10 years, 15 years, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
I've got a lot of friends as well, or like people I know that started a business and then just even within like 6 months, they've stopped.
And what's been their main reason for stopping so early on?
Sometimes it's also business just not made for you. Like I genuinely enjoy business,
Yeah.
but I don't enjoy, I don't know, maybe like a 9 to 5, for example.
Right.
But there's people out there who enjoy 9 to 5. You know, so like the same thing, like I enjoy football, I don't enjoy rugby.
Yeah.
You know, like business is the same. Like some people enjoy it, some people don't.
All right, bro. Thanks for filming with us today.
No worries. Thanks for having me on.
So, focusing on you now.
Yeah.
So, where do you want yourself to be 5 years from now?
With boot perspective, I definitely want to have a store. My dream is to have like a massive store where, you know, I've got like a indoor turf in there. Sort of like you don't just come there to buy stuff, you come there for like an experience. Sort of like a shopping mall in a way, you know? And people can just come there and chill. Yeah, just happy, I guess. Happy with what I'm doing and achieve my goals, basically. Yeah.
Are you happy now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy. Like, you got to be grateful for the little things, you know, like my health is fine at the moment and, you know, I've got a roof under my head and all that. And so I'm definitely happy,
Yeah.
but it's like getting towards my next goals, which is what I want to do. So, yeah.